It's actually going really well. I'm digging into my fourth keyword right now. I pretty much have all of, Anya, Maxine, and Cooper down. We had just had our local quarterly tournament over here in Colorado, and I was going to actually um, play one of each of those masters in that tournament based on the
Yeah.
pools. It's actually something that I look forward to every week now, for sure.
Hey, folks, here's a 2-day event where you can play 2 days of Malifaux, enjoy the mountains. Let's do it.
It has escalated really quickly. In fact, like all of the really good news, because I wasn't sure. I was starting to promote this event. I wasn't sure 100% that everything was going to happen or fall
Yeah.
into place, but I got word back from Weird that they're going to be prize sponsoring. I've got some mats that I got in from Mats by Mars, and they sponsored by throwing in an extra mat.
You're in Denver. It's not like there's a lacking of places that you can stay, which actually probably brings the price for, where you're going to sleep down quite a bit, which is nice. So yeah, just chat people up, be like, hey, what are y'all doing for dinner? The typical GT type stuff, right? Where you're just like, hey, can I hitch a ride with you? And you know, nobody's going to say no to you. We want you to enjoy the festivities with the rest of us.
I haven't been to the Testicle Festival yet, but it is a real thing. That is a real thing. The event staff did tell me that the venue is open that day. So for all that have a pass and don't have a pass, actually. So we'll be setting up that day. I'm sure people could get in a few games that day as well. Saturday night, I am going to try to find a karaoke place to
That's
continue on the
that's
tradition.
unofficially.
We're going to kind of go with the flow as it is. That lunch break, if it ends up being too busy at those food trucks, we might just want to run first and second round and then just worry about food after. That's probably
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite part of the event is getting to speak with other players, seeing how different people play from different areas and different metas. It's just a really good experience. I like both, but especially this being the first time we're playing the event, I just wanted it to be kind of open for everybody to play what they'd like to play.
March 22nd to the 23rd. I think we've gone this whole time skipping over the actual date of it.
It's actually been kind of fun too because I'll play against one of them, and if they throw down something that I know pretty well, then I can generally give them advice as we're playing.
I'm kind of on a good tear beating up the Oklahoma City boys with the Bayou stuff, so that's been fun. And
There are so many options of play
yeah,
within this faction, even swapping from the first version of a master to a second doesn't even feel like the same crew. I didn't really quite understand
respect the
how
trap.
tough it was to get rid of those little bastards. I swung on him with Parson with a min 3, and Pete said, "Oh, that's 1 damage."
Flush with cash is a good upgrade, and putting that on like your Pathfinders or putting them on your Rough Riders are very, very good. Uh, Even with the quote unquote nerf to botanists, they're still really good. I'd argue they're not as survivable, but man, they're still really good. And they're only 5 soul stones now, and they can summon a friend. It's ridiculous. I also like Bass Badlands Sheriff and the Trap specifically because you can put out a crap ton of staggered, and there's that sexy "you're coming with me" trigger. Are you kidding me? Matron that doesn't have to charge and has somebody standing right in front of her. Yes, please. I'm having so much fun with Bass, mainly because the Sandworm is probably my favorite model in Explorers. You really have to know, one, what's your best target to go into, and two, what are the threats that you have to wait out before you can activate and go after a model. Honestly, that's probably the architect's best position in that keyword is when you have some difficult tech and you need hard answers that will really rip your crew apart. I just thought of have you gotten this in a game yet? Speaking of Tiri, right? Have you gotten in a situation where you've hit that burnout trigger to ping him for a damage to put him at half health? That way, when he activates, he's like swinging at positives. You can bring a Joragumo in 10 Thunders and you can give it lightsabers, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you guys are flipping cards and flipping tables, and we will see you all later. If I wasn't a married fella and I was making decent money, I'd have all the factions, I'm pretty sure.